I know that I have disappointed so many of you because I haven't posted in more than 1 week, but I'm catching up on everything that's going on with the Royals and non-Royals. More of the Royals. Yeah, more of the Royals, please. And everybody is talking about this interview of Eugene Levy to Prince William on Apple TV that is already out. I am going to try to analyze this very touching moment and try not because I cannot analyze it because you know that I don't want the copyright system to trigger all the alarms. So I will be looking at it by chunks. So we discuss every chunk one by one. But this was very touching. He talking about Catherine, talking about his father, and talking about the media, how it has been so intrusive, and how 2024 was hands down the most difficult year for him. Again, here we go.
You spent a lot of time talking about your family and how it's a priority, right? This last year, your wife and father have been ill. How are things now, first of all?
Just a comment that somebody made this comment on X is that they are at a real pub. This is not a studio. This is not like, you know, other people who make a studio, makeshift studio, so it looks cozy and homely. No, this is a real pub, the real deal. So that I just wanted to point it out. This is William's first response. Let's go. This first clip that we're gonna see is extremely important.
Yeah, things are good. Everything's progressing in the right way, which is all good news.
That is a very British way of answering. Yeah, things are good. He is very vague about it. It's obvious that he doesn't want to get into the details. Things are good. He doesn't say Catherine and my father are good. Things are good. He is not going to give any details. And it makes sense because he is going to elaborate on how, yeah, the media wants to know every single detail of them. And that could be a bit, you know, unsettling at times. He does it. He does this little pacifying gesture, scratching his forehead, as in, oh my God, how do I? This is such a good interview. This is such a good moment to open up. But how do I handle this? So he has to be a bit vague about that, or very vague. Notice how he presses his lips afterwards. Right here. Again, this is the first time I see this clip. I just made sure to divide it in sections, but this is the first time I see it. I'm pretty sure that other body language analysts are going to interpret this lip pressing like something is happening to King Charles. I wouldn't be surprised of other people saying that, but this can mean so much stuff, including that he's not comfortable answering that question, so that's why he's being vague. I want to open up, but I don't want to talk about my personal stuff or the personal stuff that are not mine, and he keeps pressing his lips.
Everything's progressing in the right way, which is all good news.
Everything is progressing, again, very impersonal. Everything is progressing in the right way, which is all good news. And then he continues.
But it's, yeah, it's been, I'd say 2024 was the hardest year I've ever had.
And you notice that that lip pressing could be remembering everything that he has gone through. And remember in 2024, you see when he finally looks at Eugene and he says that this is the hardest year, you see that pain in his face. You see that slight upturning of the eyebrows. You see that sadness in his eyes, as in, okay, that was tough. 2024 for us was tough in so many ways. And he says, notice that he has no qualms in saying that I say 2024 was the hardest year I've ever had.
2024 was the hardest year I've ever had. Trying to sort of balance protecting the children, Catherine. My father needs a bit of protection, but he's old enough to do that himself as well. But
it's nice that he talks about King Charles as in he needs a bit of protection, but he is, and he smiles, has a very, very small, very slight smile. He's old enough to do that himself as well, as in when you know all the tricks of life at the age of King Charles, maybe you don't need that much protection. But I'm pretty sure that William still wants to protect Charles in some way, and protect him in many ways, including from some people. Well, not going to elaborate on this video about that. Let's continue.
It's important my family feel protected and have the space to kind of process a lot of the stuff that's gone on last year. And that was tricky, trying to do that and keep doing the job.
Yeah, it hasn't been... he tries to be elaborate and trying to make this connection between, I want to keep my family safe. I want my family to feel safe, that they are like this protected from the world, and I have to keep doing my job. And that's why he continues in the topic of how the media is so intrusive sometimes.
But we all have challenges that come our way, and it's important to kind of keep going.
He is talking about the challenges. He's talking about that all of them have challenges, and I don't think that he is, of course, comparing his challenges to the health challenges of Catherine or the king. I don't think that at all. I think that his voice is breaking precisely because I think he sees his challenges in his work as nothing compared to what he feels about it. That's normal, right? You usually feel more worried about your loved ones and about what your loved ones are going through than your own challenges. It's like maybe he feels a bit guilty that he has a lot of challenges in his job, but nothing compares to what Catherine was going through or what his father was going through. My guess is, knowing William for, well, some time already, I know his character. I could say that I know a bit of his heart, so I think that that's the way that he was saying that I don't know how to talk about my problems if I couldn't even consider them as problems in this context.
So, I enjoy my job, but sometimes there are aspects of it, such as the media.
Notice that he kind of apologizes, saying that it's not that my job is a problem. That's why he says, I love my job. He's like making it clear. It's not like I'm complaining about my job. I love my job. He makes sure to say that. But
the media, the speculation, the scrutiny, they make it a little bit harder than other jobs.
And yes, well, yeah, body language analysts can be a pain in the arse. So, well, that's what we do, William. That's what we do. At the same time, that we try to push the message of the royal family and what you stand for. So, well, we need to have a bit of an exchange here. But no, really, is that when he says that it makes it harder, I'm going to try to explain it for William, because I'm pretty sure that people are going to take that out of context.
It's just making sure that doesn't overtake and intrude into areas at times when you just want a bit of space and a bit of peace.
You're unable to just say time out.
Yeah, many people are going to take William's words out of context. Oh, you're saying that whatever you do, you're shaking hands and cutting ribbons, it is tougher than other jobs. No, it's this sense of the scrutiny that the job entails gets into your personal life and into your family life. That's what William says. That is the hard part of my job, and that's why my job is so hard compared to other jobs that maybe people don't have this level of scrutiny. And you know that, well, the royals have always had this level of scrutiny, and it was worse before. He said that. He says that in the next clip, I think.
And I think it's also important because if you're not careful, you can intrude so much into someone's life that actually you start unpicking everything.
I noticed this very interesting. He says that you can intrude so much into someone's life that actually you start unpicking everything. And I think that that's why William has made sure to be so private about everything because he knows that if he doesn't enforce that privacy in every single way, the media is going to, well, literally eat them all alive instantly. So that's why he's so protective of his family. And even so, even if they have this privacy, and even if they behave the impeccable way that William and Catherine behave, you still have rumors that, like the Giles Coren rumor that I'm not going to repeat, but the only thing that people resort to is to repeat rumors that have been debunked by the people who made the rumors in the first place. So you see that since we cannot find anything wrong with you and your family, we're going to just repeat ad nauseum these rumors over and over again, and that should be disheartening as well. It should be really tough because that takes a toll on you, and so many people repeating the same lie over and over again. But well, at the same time, we are here. Some of us are here to debunk and set the record straight about those rumors.
And growing up, I saw that with my parents, is that the media was so insatiable back then. It's hard to think of it now, but they were much more insatiable.
So he is even acknowledging that he's gotten... I think that is a way of maybe not dismissing, but maybe saying that I'm still lucky that living in this time in which the media was so insatiable, so much more insatiable back then. So it's a way to also downplay it, saying that I am lucky, I should be grateful about my job, I should be grateful that Catherine and my father are doing better. I think that William is a very humble man. I think that he knows the responsibility that he has over his shoulders, and the way that he delivers these words is, I feel it really authentic, or at least that's how I feel it.
Mm-hmm. And they wanted every bit of detail they could absorb, and they were in everything, literally everywhere. They would know things, they'd be everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that they have all those pictures, all those phone recordings and all that stuff that was so terrible. You see Eugene's face changing because of that.
And if you let that creep in, the damage it can do to your family life is something that I vowed would never happen to my family. Mm-hmm. And so I take a very strong line about where I think that line is, and those who overstep it.
So I noticed that he was touching a lot his chin about this, and he was making himself smaller, like a bit more defensive, as in, I don't want to... maybe he knows that he cannot show too much passion about this because he doesn't want to give those people who overstep the line that power. Oh, he's afraid of us, he's afraid of... But no, he's gonna keep doing what he has been doing so far, keeping the privacy, keeping everything, keeping his family safe. And he knows that it's gonna be a challenge, but that change in body language, he is actually worried about that. As in, how do I balance the fact that I'm perhaps one of the most public persons in the world, but I want my family to have a normal family life. How do I manage this? But I think that is one of William's greatest struggles.
You know, I'll fight against.
But when he says, I'll fight against, you see that there's that determination in his eyes. He has, yeah, that is William right there. Okay, I am going to rip you to shreds if you overstep that line. I will. That is the complete Taken monologue in just one flash of his eyes. Very good.
But equally, I understand in my role, there is interest. We have to work with the media. They're all there. So you have to have a grown-up sort of situation with it as well. And it's about knowing where the line is and what you're willing to sort of put up with.
Yeah, I think that William is not taking prisoners in this regard. And we know how many times the media has been so, let's say, savage in this regard. And Well, we know, but remember what when Catherine was dealing with all that, everything that was said about the picture, everything that was said about the video. I myself said something about the picture before she came forward to say to talk about her diagnosis. I apologize publicly for that. But then there was a video. People are saying that the video was some kind of AI or made up or something. That was insane. That was insane. And I realized no, I had to do my job, and well, that's what I decided to do. But again, this is a clip of a longer interview. Let's see what else pops up. I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. Much love and bliss.